I'm very curious about the notion of pride, because I've been called arrogant, and I wanted to explore within society and within literature. So I've done my research, and I found a quote by St. Augustine. He said that it was pride that changed the angels into devils. But immediately after, I did some more research, and I found a quote from Aristotle, and he said that pride is the crown of all virtues. That made me a little confused, so I did some more research. So I found the myth of Narcissus. That was really interesting to me. Narcissus was so vain about his beauty that he fell in love with his own reflection. And he fell into a river and drowned. Now, this is a pretty classic notion of pride, but that wasn't good enough yet. And I wanted to look in further and further. So this past trimester, I read two books. The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde, and This Side of Paradise by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Now, I want to explore a couple of questions. How do the main characters become so vain in the first place? How does their vanity change throughout the book? And is their vanity a detriment to themselves? But before I get started, I want to clarify the difference between pride and vanity. And I think it's best said from a Jane Austen quote. She wrote this in her book, Pride and Prejudice. Vanity and pride are different things. Pride relates to more of our opinion of ourselves. Vanity to what we have others think of us. Now, this is an important distinction that I'm going to keep on for the rest of the presentation. Now, each character, Dorian and Amory, start out extremely vain. Amory wants to be popular among his peers. He wants to be admired. Dorian, on the other hand, he thinks himself as more beautiful than the rest, and he wants to remain that way. He seeks eternal youth. Now, the question is, why are they so vain? And really, wealth and connections. Both characters start extremely wealthy. And then they have connections. Amory goes to an elite private school called St. Regis. While there, his peers corrupt him. Dorian meets an English aristocrat named Lord Henry. Lord Henry corrupts him. But as each book progresses, each character's vanity changes. Amory receives a bad grade. This causes him to get disqualified from an election. Now, this is a key election because it's key to his popularity, and he feels crushed. And he doesn't want to feel that way anymore. So he realizes he can't derive his happiness from those around him, and he needs to gain it from himself. Dorian, on the other hand, he is different. He remains vain throughout the entire book. He seeks to dominate those around him just as Lord Henry had dominated him. His vanity gives him a sense of invincibility, and he eventually kills his close friend and commits suicide. Now, pride is a double-edged sword, a duality. Dorian is very similar to the archangel Lucifer. Their vanity eventually leads to their respective downfalls. Lucifer from heaven, Dorian from innocence. Amory, on the other hand, shows what happens when vanity changes into self-confidence, into a self-pride. His pride truly is the crown of his virtues. Now, while both of these stories have different messages, they certainly do not conflict with one another. At least so far, within these two books and Western culture in general. They point to that it is vanity that causes the downfall, not